Hello, my name is David Pong and I am a co-founder of WateROAM. At WateROAM, we're focused on tackling one major problem in the world. This major problem has to do with the lack of clean water. It is a prevalent problem for 3.3 billion people every single day, especially for those in rural and peri-urban regions in the world who are drinking unsafe water from open surface water sources such as rivers, streams, and ponds, and are facing severe conditions of chronic diarrhea and dysentery. Adults get sick often, lose productivity at work, and are passed over on better job opportunities. Children not only face chronic diarrhea, but also face severe dehydration, malnutrition, skin diseases, stunted growth, and a high risk of premature death. Without a healthy living environment, these children are highly disadvantaged in life as they spend more time being sick and hardly any time being in school. This problem is worsened when natural disasters strike. Existing water infrastructure, which takes years to build, can be wiped out overnight. This is a problem for 163 million people every year who lose the precious access to clean drinking water. The prevalence of this problem isn't because there are a shortage of solutions to treat contaminated water, but because current solutions have not been effective in treating contaminated water in these communities. Pipeline water supply, which is common in urban areas, is not suitable for hard-to-reach communities as it is simply too costly to lay. Attempts to make filtration solutions more portable have also been tried, but everyone has a different idea for what portability means. Some deem portability as any system that is able to fit into a shipping-sized container. Unfortunately, containerized treatment solutions have been severely limited in their outreach due to the high cost of transportation. Other portable filtration solutions that fit in a luggage bag are better at avoiding logistics issues, but are usually built to run on a complex set of wiring that rely heavily on electricity. These systems fail to integrate with the target communities as end users may not have access to electricity and are often not technically trained. Traditional water filters such as biosand filters and ceramic pot filters work better in off-grid environments. They are also more affordable, but this is at the expense of having a varied output water quality due to the inconsistent manufacturing process of these solutions. Finally, the bottled water solution has always been viewed as the quickest band-aid to clean water issues. This, however, typically costs 100 times more than all other solutions and remains as an unsustainable means of getting continuous access to clean drinking water. At WateROAM, we've been working hard over the past 3 years to understand these communities firsthand and have found a much more superior way to solve this problem. Introducing the Roam Filter Plus, a portable hand pump operated water filtration system that supplies an entire community of 200 people with clean drinking water at just 3 kg in weight. It can be set up in a new location within just 1 minute to pump out a massive 250 liters per hour. What is revolutionary about this is how we've been able to optimize costs so efficiently to price each system at just $299. That's less than $1 per person per year to get access to clean drinking water. In terms of our technology, we're using high-grade certified membranes that can consistently remove bacteria and viruses to levels that meet the standards of the World Health Organization. Maintenance can be done via a highly simple flushing process to help membranes last for a substantial 2 years of usage based on an average daily operation of 8 hours. After the 2 years period, the membrane can be easily replaced within 1 minute with a fresh set of membranes to provide clean drinking water for yet another 2 years. We've been able to design the Roam Filter Plus due to the many lessons we've drawn from many earlier versions of our products that were deployed in the field. We launched the Roam Filter Lite in 2014 as a highly portable gravitational-powered water bag filter that caters for 5 people in a household. The system was effectively deployed in 10 countries across Southeast Asia, mostly via NGOs, who purchased the system to serve collectively more than 25,000 beneficiaries in post-disaster situations and rural regions. Through the many deployments and the extended periods of time we spent out in the field, we learned that much improvement needed to be made in the simplicity of the maintenance process, as many of our end users were not technically inclined. We also realized that solutions that are community-centric tend to be better maintained compared to household-level solutions, as less resources are required to provide maintenance training for a community representative as compared to providing training house to house. The Roam Filter Plus was therefore built to operate as an effective community solution that can be easily maintained. With our previous versions of the Roam Filter Plus prototypes, we have been able to partner with World Vision to conduct multiple field test deployments in villages across Malaysia to successfully test out the effectiveness of the system. The field tests have enabled us to obtain valuable feedback directly from end users on their user experience and how it can best integrate into their daily lives. We have since developed more than 10 prototypes through this iterative product design process to eventually come up with the Roam Filter Plus design we have today. In terms of the competitive landscape, the Roam Filter Plus performs strongly against key competitive solutions that are available in the market today. These parameters are carefully selected to reflect what users in our target communities care about the most and how the system can best integrate into their daily lives. Across these parameters, the Roam Filter Plus is built to be a superior solution that addresses the biggest concerns of many of our future users. To bring the Roam Filter Plus to market, we first analyzed the total addressable market to identify that there are three main market segments. This includes peri-urban communities that make up more than 3/4 the market, while rural and disaster-stricken communities still make up a sizable 700 million people without effective access to clean drinking water. We recognize that the rural and disaster-stricken market bears very similar characteristics and can be targeted with much more ease given our experience in the market and better understanding of our end users. We therefore intend to target rural and disaster-stricken communities first before addressing the peri-urban market at a later time, once we have achieved success and built up our branding in the former markets. To target the rural and disaster-stricken communities, we seek to develop our sustainable differentiation through sales channel management that involves developing direct bulk sales relationships and appointing local resellers. Allow me to explain further. Our first channel is to sell directly to large international NGOs and governments such as the International Committee of the Red Cross, the USAID, or UN Refugee Agency UNHCR. This is a channel that WateROAM is already familiar with, having since had 3 years of prior experience in the market with our previous system. NGOs and governments will then subsidize the Roam Filter Plus system and donate the systems to disaster-stricken and rural communities, which will eventually lead to individuals and families with access to clean drinking water. The second channel that we will begin to build is the reseller channel. Resellers will enable us to reach out to rural communities that are not supported by NGOs or governments. These rural communities can purchase the system from the appointed reseller or be supported by a local NGO or government body. Resellers are incentivized to provide this service by the margins that we provide them to remain sustainable. Over the next 18 months, there are 4 key strategic priorities that we will be embarking on. First, we aim to ramp up manufacturing activities by setting up an effective assembly line to semi-automate the production process of our 500 initial units and eventually scale up to a capacity of 4,000 units per year by the end of 2018. Second, we aim to carry out a successful launch of the Roam Filter Plus into the market in order to create awareness and demand from NGOs and government bodies across the Southeast Asia region. Having a successful launch will also help to propel WateROAM as a regional clean water leader. Third, we aim to convert leads into strong early reference accounts that will act as case studies for future sales. Fourth, we aim to focus our efforts in identifying one reseller each in Cambodia and Philippines to support our cause and our outreach into the region. Here are our sales projections over the next 5 quarters. We will see early revenues coming in mostly from direct sales before having an increase in revenue contributions from reseller channels from Q2 of 2018 as we train up and develop our reseller partners. Over the next 5 years, we expect to break even in early 2019 and further develop our reseller channels before eventually reaching a net income of 1.7 million by the end of 2021. Subsequently, we expect to scale even more rapidly at a growth that exceeds 500% year-on-year. We believe that these strategies and figures are realistic as we are a highly committed team that has a strong balance between business and engineering skill sets. I myself has much business experience while my co-founders, Vincent and Chongki, are strong environmental engineers. Each of us are passionate about ending this global water problem and have since dedicated the best years of our life to be on this journey. We recognize that we are a young team and may still face limitations in our experience at times, but that's exactly why we're thankful to have a strong panel of board advisors who allow us to leverage on a wide range of experiences. These advisors include technical advisors from our alma mater, the National University of Singapore, industrial advisors from large water companies, field advisors who provide us the NGO's perspective, as well as business advisor at the NUS Incubator. We are also thankful to have received multiple awards and recognition across international organizations and media coverage, including being recognized as the Young Leader Representative at the United Nations Young Leaders for Sustainable Development Goals Initiative in 2016. Nonetheless, what's most important about WateROAM is being able to impact lives, living, and livelihoods across the nations. We believe that providing access to clean drinking water is a matter that requires urgent attention, as it is time to stop unnecessary death and disease due to waterborne illnesses. Having clean water access is also one of the fastest ways to bring nations and generations out of poverty and away from limiting their opportunities in life. Our goal over the next 5 years is to improve the lives of 9 million people by providing them with access to clean drinking water, improving their living conditions by reducing 80% incidences of diarrhea or sick days, and providing improved livelihood opportunities to 3 million people who are capable of working. To make this happen, we are seeking for $700,000 in equity financing to scale manufacturing and distribution of our Roam Filter Plus into key ASEAN markets over the next 18 months. This includes penetrating into Cambodia and Philippines while retaining a technology development headquarters in Singapore. The vision of WateROAM can only be achieved with your support. We invite you to join us in providing access to clean drinking water for all and make a difference to lives, living, and livelihoods all across the world. Thank you very much.